Hello Internet, so nice to see you! Is it possible to play lead guitar completely by ear and without knowing any theory? Well, yes, of course it is possible, and now we'll see how you can do it. But first, before I start, remark. I'm still going to use in this video the language of music theory to communicate what I do to you, because otherwise there is no way I'm gonna make myself understood in this video if I cannot say that I'm playing a note or I'm playing a chord. So I'm still using all the notes names, I'm still using a bit of language so that you understand what I am doing. But everything I'm going to do does not require, in fact, any knowledge of scale or modes or other theory. Well, okay, any knowledge. Maybe it doesn't require much knowledge. Anyway, we're gonna see a simple situation first and then a more complex situation later in the video. So a very common simple situation is that your band is playing something and it's telling you, okay, we are holding an A minor chord. Now you play your solo on that. Now, yes, on the A minor chord, you can play the A minor pentatonic. Well, you could play the A minor pentatonic if you knew some theory, but you don't know any theory, so you have no idea what the A minor pentatonic is. Okay. Well, on the A minor chord, you can play the notes of the chord, A, C, E, oh, wait, you don't know any theory. Right, okay. So what you can do instead is that you try random notes one by one over this A minor chord, and then you decide which notes you like and which note you don't like, so that you know which note you can play. Now you can tell me that this is not the easiest way, and the easiest way is just to try and try and try. But honestly, if you sit down and just try and try and try without doing it systematically note by note, you're probably gonna waste a lot of time in finding something you like. If you sit down and try all the notes one by one, well, there are only 12 notes, so you're probably gonna be done in 5 or 10 minutes at most. So here I have an A minor chord in my looper pedal, and I'm simply going to play random notes over this chord, and then I want you guys to decide if you like those notes or not. So for instance, do you like this one? Well, it sounds good over the chord. Well, after all, it's the A note, it should sound good over the A minor chord, but you don't know that because you don't know any theory. What about this one? Do you like this note or not? Now, some people will say that they like it, some people will say that they don't like it, and that's okay. There is not one right answer here, because I'm not asking you if this note is consonant, because you don't know what consonant means. I'm not asking you if this note is right, because the concept of right note doesn't really exist. I'm asking you if you like it. And it's perfectly legit to like this note or don't like this note. Incidentally, this note is the D note, so it's the fourth over the A minor chord, but you don't know that, because you don't know any theory. What about this note? Do you like this note or not? Again, some people will like it, some people will not like it. Personally, I like it. For the record, this note is the G sharp, which is the major seventh over the A minor chord, but you don't know that because you don't know any theory. What about that note? So do you like this or you don't like this? Take it a moment to decide. Personally, I don't really like it. This note is C sharp, which is the major third over the A minor chord. In general, if you play this note over a solo, it sounds completely out of place. But then again, maybe you like it, and if you like it, use it in your solo over A minor. What about this note? Personally, I like this one. This is the F sharp, which is the major sixth over A minor. Now, I know some of you are thinking at this point, yes, Tommaso, but pretty much all the notes sounds good if you resolve them. And that's great if you know what the resolution actually means, but let's not forget that we are trying to play without knowing any theory, so you don't know that the resolutions even exist. But hey, let's be lenient here. Okay, why don't I teach you that? You can play nearly every note over this chord, even the wrong ones, as long as you follow them with a right-ish note. Meaning that if you play a bad note and follow it with a good note, whatever bad and good means, then even the bad note will sound good. For instance, here I'm playing F sharp, G, E. Another example. here I was playing D sharp E. Now, if you don't know any theory, you have to do this with all the notes and decide which one you like and build your own scale. Again, this is perfectly doable. There is no problem in doing that, and it's in fact an exercise that I would totally recommend anybody to do at least once in life, so that you can actually start hearing those notes and you don't rely always on those pre-made scales and modes that everybody uses. Because, hey, it's important to also listen to those notes and actually get a direct feeling from them and not just do them in theory. Now let's see a slightly more complex situation. After all, how often does it happen to you that you are soloing over one chord? Let's say now you are soloing over a chord progression, and this chord progression is G, D, B flat, C. And let's say that you actually know a little bit of theory. So you know that over the G chord, the D chord, and the C chord, you can just solo using either the G major scale or the G major pentatonic. But you haven't the faintest idea on what to play on this B flat. If you keep playing the same thing, it actually sounds bad. So again, you have two options here. Either you learn your chord notes, your modes, etc., and know already by theory what will work on that B flat chord, or you have to go by ear. And to go by ear, again, the easiest way is to try all the notes systematically. So how do we do this? First, we play our chord progression G, D, B flat, C. Then again, we know what to play over G, D, and C, so we don't need to play anything over that right now, but when the B flat comes, then we are trying one note and see if it works or it does not work. And it's important to do this in context, so you don't do this with the B flat chord alone, because the B flat chord could have different meaning depending on the chord progression it's in. And in this case, we want to know not only what note sounds good on the B flat chord per se, but what sounds good over this B flat chord in this specific chord progression. So you have to hear the G, D, and the C every time. So here's how we do it. I just pick a note, I'm not telling you which one, and I play it over B flat, and then you tell me if you like it or not. I think it was pretty good. Let's try a different note. And I think we can agree that this one did not sound particularly good. So then, after you've done this for all the 12 notes, you know what works on this B flat chord, and then you can start improvising your solo. So again, here is how you play lead guitar completely by ear, and it's great. I don't want you guys to go away from this video thinking it and making fun of this method. I actually think that you should be able to do it both by theory and by ear, and again, I do recommend all guitar players to try what I'm doing right now at least once in their life, because that's something that we don't do enough. You need to train your ear too. You need to have a direct contact with the music and decide by yourself if you like those notes or not. There are advantages in doing it by ear, and there are advantages in doing it by theory. If you know to do it by theory, well, this saves you a lot of time in future, because you don't have to do this every single time. Once you know how a scale sounds, you know how that scale sounds, so you can reuse it every time. Not only that, but theory can also give you ideas. Some notes that sound bad if you try them by themselves have actually a better and different meaning if you play them inside a scale or together with other notes. And also theory can teach you new sounds that you may not think or invent by yourself. So again, I recommend you try this by yourself, and then when you want to learn how to do it by theory, I recommend that you have a look at my course, Master of the Modes, which is a complete video course of scales and modes on guitar, which is specifically designed for lead guitar players. And in this course, we start from scratch and I show you everything there is to know about scales and modes, what works over every chord, all the possible options you have, how to see those scales and modes on the fretboard, how to play them, how to connect them with pentatonic scale, with arpeggios, all the theory you know to become a creative lead guitar player. If you like this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe. And if you have any kind of question, comments, request, please write them down in the comments. This is Tommaso Zilio of musictheoryforguitar.com, and until next time, enjoy!